I was always nervous about my wedding, but not for the usual reasons. It wasn't the event itself, it was my in-laws. My fiancée, Sarah, came from a family that lived a life of pure luxury. Me? I came from a simple, hard-working background. The moment we got engaged, I just knew her parents would judge everything: our wedding, our home, and especially me. The big day finally arrived and everything was beautiful. The hall was filled with flowers, the music was perfect, and our friends and family started to arrive. But I couldn't shake this knot in my stomach. I could feel my in-laws, the Thompsons, mentally listing everything they thought was wrong. Then came the moment I dreaded most: the food. Our wedding menu was simple, but it was made with love. We had homemade dishes, fresh ingredients, and a few family recipes that Sarah and I had perfected together. Nothing fancy, no caviar, no gold leaf desserts, just honest food that smelled absolutely incredible. As the first plates were served, I saw Mr. and Mrs. Thompson raise their eyebrows. Mrs. Thompson leaned over and whispered to Sarah, "Is this all? I mean, it looks ordinary." I felt my stomach just twist into knots. My cheeks were burning. But Sarah just smiled, squeezed my hand, and whispered back, "Just wait." They took their first bites and I watched, bracing myself for disappointment. But almost immediately, something unexpected happened. Mr. Thompson's fork paused midair. He chewed slowly, his eyes widening. He looked down at the dish, then back up, almost in disbelief. This is incredible," he said, his voice low. "Is this truffle?" I couldn't help but smile. "No, sir. Just fresh mushrooms, cream, and a little garlic from the farm nearby." Mrs. Thompson tasted her food next and nearly dropped her fork. "It's amazing. I've never had anything like this." I could hardly believe what I was hearing. The same in-laws who had rolled their eyes at our ordinary setup were now showering the meal with compliments. My heart just swelled with pride. But the surprises didn't stop there. Next up was dessert, a simple chocolate mousse topped with fresh berries. I'd worried it was too basic compared to the towering, glittering cakes they were used to. Yet as soon as her father took a spoonful, his expression completely changed. This is pure luxury," he murmured. "The texture, the flavor. It's exquisite." Mrs. Thompson leaned in, inspecting the plate like a jeweler examining a diamond. "I can't believe it." "Tell me, where did you get this?" I quietly replied, "We made it ourselves. Just used the best chocolate and fresh cream we could find." They were completely speechless. You could see the astonishment in their eyes. Everything they had underestimated, the simple ingredients, the humble presentation, was now shining. And they had no idea it wasn't some five-star catering secret. As the night went on, I noticed a real shift in their attitude. They were laughing, asking for recipes, and telling other guests how amazing the food was. The same people who had looked down on our choices were now full of admiration. They were finally seeing the value in simplicity, skill, and genuine effort, not just in fancy packaging or a big price tag. The final twist came with their wedding gift. After dinner, Mr. Thompson pulled me aside. I got nervous all over again. What was he going to say now? He looked at me and said, "I need to apologize. We underestimated you. All of this, it's incredible. You've shown us that excellence isn't about extravagance. It's about care, attention, and passion." He then handed me an envelope. Inside was a check. It wasn't a small amount. It was generous enough to be life-changing. "For you both," he said. "Consider it a token of our respect." I was speechless. My hands were shaking, not because of the money, but because of what it represented. Their respect, their acknowledgement. All earned through something as simple as a wedding meal made with heart. By the end of the night, the story of our ordinary wedding menu had become the talk of the reception. Sarah laughed and whispered to me, "I told you they'd never see it coming," and she was right. They had mocked, doubted, and judged, but the truth just has a way of shining through. That night I realized something important. People often judge by appearances. They underestimate what seems ordinary. But authenticity and passion, they always reveal themselves in the end. As Sarah and I watched our wedding wind down, I knew one thing for certain: never, ever underestimate the power of simple things done with love. Sometimes they are the most extraordinary of all. Thanks so much for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.